Far away from the red carpet, the story of a man spending 10 years a slave now. He's just one victim of a practice in the Thai fishing industry that affects thousands. Men who leave countries like Cambodia or Burma in search of jobs are ending up captive at sea, where their forced labour fuels an industry supplying supermarkets right here in the West. Ahead of a major summit on human trafficking in Southeast Asia, we followed one man's journey back to his family, as our Asia correspondent John Sparks reports.
A bone-jarring journey on a Cambodian bus, the sort of thing many might try to avoid. But not Ari. He's been dreaming of this moment for years. The 26-year-old was held as a slave on a fishing boat for a decade. But he survived, and the bus is taking him home. Ari is one of thousands of men from countries like Cambodia and Burma who've been tricked by traffickers, then sold like animals to Thai fishing boats. And the price? A couple of $100s each.
Fishing. It's big business in Thailand. In fact, this country is the world's third largest exporter. Increasingly, however, this industry is known for something else: modern-day slavery. There are thousands of boats here crewed by captives, men who spend months, years, even decades at sea without ever setting foot on dry land.
It starts at the border, where tens of thousands gather seeking work in Thailand, on building sites, factories, or the sea. And unscrupulous brokers and human traffickers take advantage, offering desperate men good jobs with decent pay. But it's a lie.
The bigger vessels usually don't dock. They usually offload their catch to smaller vessels, so they never actually dock in any port in any country. So the men are trapped on these boats, similar to a floating prison.
They're not just jails, they're workhouses, and life on board is brutal. The men do 20-hour days with little food or drinking water. Some are beaten or whipped with stingray tails, and the sick and injured are often disposed of. With the help of a handful of charities and NGOs, some Cambodians have managed to escape. The International Organization for Migration helped 300 return home recently, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, say officials.
What needs to happen is a more of a regional approach in terms of governments taking responsibility for the monitoring of these fishing companies that are explicit in the trafficking of these males.
After 9 years at sea, Vaughan has got a job on a building site, and he's getting paid, but it doesn't make up for what he's lost. After a decade away, Ari neared his home in rural Cambodia, walking up the track where he played as a boy. His family were in for a shock.
She could not recognize him. And then start to recognize little bit.
And Ari's father was stunned. Ari and his family say they'll try to forgive and forget. But campaigners are less charitable, calling on Thailand to act. A special summit is planned next month, but it's unlikely to save the men who are forced to fish.